K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
Game on, where progressives fear us and rhinos tremble. Welcome to the political jungle. I'm JD.
This is Stacey. No one is safe. No one is spared.
Lock up the children.
And the old folk.
Welcome to the world of liberservative conservatarians.
You know, good and goddamn well, your president isn't going to do anything about it, so you might as well get down on your knees, bow east 5 times a day, and welcome your new Islamic overlords. Good Sunday morning, June 12, 2016, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. JD and Stacey here, part of that Conservative Commandos radio network. Game on K98 Talk. Welcome back to all our political geeks, freaks, and back alley sneaks. Everybody right now within the sound of my voice. You know exactly what to do. Get over to K98Talk.org. Get in that chat room. Say hello to Stacey. Say hello to the up earliest in the morning, drinking from the night before. Ron, put your pants on, Orve Schmear. Political listening radio audience in the business. JD and Stacey, baby. Yo, Radio Truth Bounty Hunt. Hi. How you?
Good morning.
Something like that. We all know what happened overnight, kids, so that's going to change the tenor of the tone of the program a little bit. But this morning, we're going to have Orlando. What happened, who did it, and why Barack Obama is directly responsible. The criminalization of speech in America, BB and Vlad bromance, is the product of a weak U.S. weekend update and more, baby. Remember, Stacey Girl and I are not just here live Sunday, 11 a.m. on K98 Talk, curing your mainstream media hangover. Game On live Tuesday, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard each night on K98 Talk. As part of that Conservative Commandos radio network, we got a 5 p.m. Friday drive time leading on that 1360 WNJC, serving that Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, and Northern Delaware. Remember, kids, after the show, get over to Facebook, find Stacey and I page, like it, get 10 friends, like that too. Remember, July 27th to the 32nd. July 17th to the 22nd, we're going to be at that Republican National Convention over in that Cleveland, Ohio. Going to make Ferguson look like a walk in the park, baby. And remember, Hooples, after the show, not during it, get over to Spreaker.com, Hash Brown, JD and Stacey, JDANDSTACEY. Find out a catalog of everything we've been doing here with that Ricky Ticky Tavi Rick Robinson, that K98 Talk, and yes, the cantankerous Mr. Rick Trader. Good morning, baby.
Good morning. Kind of a crazy one.
Yeah. Ron wants to know what a pants. I think Ron gets
these things. They got a zipper and a button.
I think Ron gets his first ever
inappropriate bell.
We want to apologize for the audience for Thursday night, kids. The way that, whether you're up on AM or whether you're doing satellite, for the most part, whenever you're broadcasting, you're dialing directly into a server, and that requires a laptop and the interwebs. And I had all of those Thursday night until right before the show. My laptop was just, it decided to. And what after happened today, I kind of blame them.
Oh, durka.
All right, baby, without any further ado, the reason that you tuned in before we get a little serious here, we're going to bring you that weekend update for the weekend in June 12, 2016, brought to you by that Mr. Eric Williams at that barbedwiresatire.com, baby. In Alaska this week, a transgender boy won all state honors in the girls' state track and field championships. The boy is a senior, and he competed against girls as young as 9th grade. He placed third in the 200-meter event, but was a scratch in the 400. What do you think he was scratching? But was a scratch in the 400-meter race because he said his ovaries were really bothering him. I'm not a woman. I don't know if they itch. Go.
The ever-efficient State Department said it would take 75 years for them to fulfill a Freedom of Information Act request for emails from 4 of Hillary's closest aides over a 4-year period. The news was laughed at by the Kremlin, who said they could produce the emails in less than 2 weeks.
As the email investigation into Hillary's secret activities heats up, one official familiar with the probe says Hillary exaggerated about yoga routines being a big portion of the email she deleted. The official said the only email recovered that had anything to do with yoga was instruction on how to perform the drunken diplomat pose. That's, you know what? I'll say, you know what? Hey, Williams, this isn't even an inappropriate bell. That isn't, what the hell was that bell? Yoga jokes.
Elizabeth Wigwam Warren said this week that she's ready to put down the bottle, come out of the casino, and lead a war party to help Hillary battle Donald Trump. Warren finally gave Hillary her endorsement this week, which was very brave of her, like picking the Denver Broncos to win after the Super Bowl.
All right, let me tell you something. Very nice recovery, Williams. You rolled a whole trail of tears, drunk Indians gambling in the casino, Hillary war. I'm in on that. All right. According to a former Clinton mistress, wow, that goes far back, Bill Clinton claims to have slept with 2,000 women, him and Wilt Chamberlain. Despite the horn dog I told you he is age. That horn dog he's alleged to be, that number is probably greatly exaggerated. But to try to keep his reputation as a ladies' man alive, Bill has taken a page from Hillary's Twitter campaign and launched hashtag I'm with her and 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 her. Come on!
Many of the world's elites are secretly meeting in Germany this weekend to discuss how they think the world's major problems should be handled. Some people believe the group is the Illuminati, but their real name, Build-A-Bear, is far less scary sounding.
Don't you get, didn't you picture, Hansel from Zoolander in your head reading that joke? With the benefit of hindsight, Mitt Romney chastised all of the 2016 Republican candidates for spending so much time attacking each other rather than focusing on going after Trump. Mitt is heartbroken having Trump as the nominee and said he hasn't felt this bad since he suffered that beatdown in 2012 at the hands of Candy Crowley. This one better be good. Come on, punch out.
In their latest example of hypocrisy, Democrats, who don't want a barrier along our border to keep the bad guys out, plan on installing no-scale fencing around the sports complex that's housing their convention next month. And while all of these idiots deserve to be kept in a cage, Hillary's aides say they're praying that angry Bernie Sanders supporters haven't learned how to use wire cutters yet.
And That is your weekend update for that weekend ended June 12, 2016, brought to you by Satire.com, baby. All right, hold on. Let me hit my, let me reset the audio in my bubble here. Okay, that should be back. How are you, babe?
I'm okay.
I'm glad we got that out of the way. We have these topics that we were going to do Thursday night. They were timely enough that we carried them over to today, but I think that, I think that they're timely enough. Some of them may be carried over to Tuesday. I want to speak with the audience about what happened last night in Orlando. And I'm not speaking slowly and deliberately and choosing my words because I am at a loss for words at the death of over 50 people with 50 more injured, and that will continue to rise. I'm not, because 15 years ago, people with the same ideology who perpetrated what happened last night, that's right, I said it. I don't care what the administration says. I don't care what everybody else says. Okay? I know who perpetrated this. You know who perpetrated this, and you know why it was perpetrated. And the reason that I'm not sitting here at a loss for words because there are 50 dead people in a nightclub in Orlando, the Pulse nightclub, the reason that that doesn't nonplus me is because 15 years ago, 3,000 of our fellow citizens were killed in the same day. That's a multiple of 60. I'm going to say that again. That's a multiple of 60. 6-0. 9/11/2001 was an attack on U.S. civilians in this country. It was a 60-time-fold magnitude higher than what happened in Florida last night. What happened in Florida last night, Katie and Stacey? I was out thinking and don't know. I'm glad you asked, Bob. A bunch of revelers, people, citizens, you, your children, your neighbors, were in a gay nightclub. And I'll tell you why, from a political standpoint, it's going to matter that they were in a gay nightclub. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to Stacey. And while they were in that club, some Durka mud hut jerk off, and let me guess, media, we're going to find out that he's an extremist right-wing nut job that had a whole stash of weapons that just happened to be a Muslim, who happened to have a very Muslim name, whose parents happened to be from Afghanistan. And audience, I want to tell you something right now. If the morons on the news, those idiots in front of the cameras, the morons you're going to hear on the radio, the jackasses you're going to start reading in print, if they know this already, these lazy, feckless, do-for-nothing media reporters, if they know, that means they got it from a government source. And I will guarantee you, yes, I said it on a Sunday, and I'll say it again, I guarantee you that they got it from a government source because this guy was on some kind of watch list. Now, before I open this up to you, one thing I want to say, and the reason that I want to talk about this, and the reason that this is bothering me so much. You sent me a White House press release. Obama may have made a statement at this point. He hadn't as of about an hour or two ago.
Oh, no, it's pitiful.
And you're already going to see this, folks. This is going to be played as a gay rights, gun control story. And before I open this up to Stacey, because this really does, what happened last night and the way it's being handled really does piss me off. I want to look at this as a gay rights story. And in my mind, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and the rest of their ilk are directly responsible for the violation of those gay people's rights that lay dead in Orlando. Why? Because they've already begun standing on top of their bodies in order to make a political point. Hey, Democrats, socialists, leftists, and otherwise just detestable assbags. You want to support gay rights? Support their right to not be dead today. Stacey?
I was just making sure you were finished.
I'm not even close to finished, but you better.
I know you're not
talking
even
before I
close
start
to
again.
finished. But, I mean, you can definitely see the meme already emerging. Headlines, Rolling Stone, New York Times, Washington Post, saying this is the most deadly mass shooting in American history. And
No,
comparing
it's not. It's a
Virginia.
terrorist attack. I know that you know that, but I'm speaking to that headline that
Let
you
me
just wrote.
finish.
I am so
New York
pissed.
Daily News, Fox News, Washington Examiner, headlines, deadly terror attack. You know, you can already see people lining up on opposite sides of the spectrum here. One trying to turn the tide to make this about gun rights, gay rights, and other issues, when what it's really about is this young man and what was his purpose or motivation for walking into a nightclub. And please understand, I understand it was a gay club, but if you look at Paris, this is an assault on our way of life and Western values. It could have been any club.
I am not.
Okay.
I am not affording this guy the respect of referring to him as a young man. I am not. He is an animal, and I'm going to say it again. I don't care what happened to him and how he got radicalized. His parents are animals, and anybody around this kid who raised him is an animal. And you want to know something? I don't care anymore. I don't want to hear this. Are you telling me that every one of these Durka mud hut savages that commits these acts of terror and walks in and does nothing but kill innocent people, are you going to tell me that down to the man, every one of them, everybody in their circle, everyone in their Islamic circle, their religious circle, their family, oh, we had no idea. Oh, we had no idea. You know how he spends his free times? He goes and he reads to blind kids and he studies for cancer. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Somebody in his family, somebody in his direct line of friends, somebody knew where this kid's head was. I don't care. I will never not believe that. This lone wolf stuff is garbage. Give me this lone wolf crap. You can't have two people locked in an elevator for 40 minutes without them telling each other everything about their life. That's human nature. And don't tell me these people are so possessed and so pious and so riled up, whether it's ISIS, Allah, whatever else you want to call it, that nobody else in their circle knew this. Well, I'm about to say something that I've never heard anybody else say, but at this moment I believe it. If you find out that somebody in this guy's circle even halfway knew about that and didn't put him down or contact the authorities himself, then it should be open season to whack them out. Because I am sick and damn tired of every dead body associated with Islamic terrorism is nothing but an innocent. And I don't find a lot of innocence on their side of the aisle. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We're a stupid
Well,
people.
and the mental contortions that you can already see going on in the media that leans left, and certainly left-leaning politicians as well as progressive activists, is just mind-blowing. And what I get really tired of and very, very, very ticked off about is that I am now being told that my shock and horror and note that this did happen in a gay club is somehow convenient because of my hate for Islam. I do not think that the vast majority of the LGBTQ community understands that the desire of conservatives and people on the right to call this what it is and describe what it actually does is probably the best defense against violence against gays worldwide that we have. It is certainly not their mental and emotional gymnastics, their moral equivocations. You know, Sally Cohn, my favorite, saying that, you know, this is common in Muslims and Catholics and Christians and Jews, that they're all a problem. No, they're not. Yeah, I know Lutheran terrorism is just running amok all over the globe. Until we can get real, call things what they are, and actually say these things are happening, nothing's ever going to change. Nothing.
You're damn straight.
We'll wake up to one of these every couple of months. And you know what? These are all soft targets. Gun control didn't save Paris. Gun control is not going to save the United States of America. Okay? And the next thing you're going to see is not an Orlando nightclub. You're going to see freaking Disney World.
That's exactly. You know what? As soon as I heard Orlando, that's exactly what I thought. We're going to pick up on this on the other side. We got to pay a couple of bills. I personally need to calm down and compose my thoughts. What I would like to say, if we have any listeners in the audience right now who in any way, shape, or form find this to be a political story or justified, I personally am going to ask you to do me 2 favors. 1, shut this program off and never listen to it again. 2, open your front door and step into traffic. We'll be right back.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. This is the most transparent administration in history. Not even a smidgen of corruption.
Fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference at this point does it make?
If you got a business, you didn't build that.
The feeling most people get when they hear a Barack Obama speech, I felt this thrill going up my leg. I don't have that too often.
Steady.
It's time to hear the truth about America's biggest challenges. Ricky Robinson, host of America Off the Rails, will tackle the important issues facing America today as he tries to keep America from coming off the track. Get ready to hear the truth every Monday through Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, here on K98Talk.com and the Spark Radio Network.
Welcome to the face. Welcome to the face of the new democracy.
Are you conservative in a world of liberal?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice, and I'd like to invite you to tune in each Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I'll break down the events of the week, and together we'll learn about how they affect you. So, sit back and get ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly of talk radio right here on K98 Talk.
From the Vikings of Norway to my home down south to Washington, D.C., I've been around. I've seen it all, and I've come out on top. You better beware, for all you know, the bell tolls for you. Enter the bell tower or watch your step. 8 p.m. Thursdays, K98 Talk.
Welcome back, truckers, suckers, and bad mother. JD and Stacey here came on K98 Talk, part of that Conservative Commandos radio network. Hey, everybody, right now, within the sound of my very worked-up morning voice, you know exactly what to do. Get over to K98Talk.org, get in that chat room, say hello to Stacey. Tell Ron to keep his pants off, baby. We're going to need a missile to hit something really soon. Remember, guys, we're not just here Sunday morning live, 11 a.m., killing your mainstream media hangover. Stacey and I are live on K98 Talk Tuesday, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. for more live Game On. Friday, we have a 5 p.m. drive time lead-in on that 1360 a.m. WNJC, baby, serving that Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, Northern Delaware. After the show, Hooples, get over to the Facebook page like that. Remember, get over to Spreaker.com, hashtag JD and Stacey, JDANDSTACEY. Find out everything we've been doing here with that Ricky Ticky Tavi, Rick Robinson, Cat K98 Talk. And remember, guys, if you don't have tickets yet, get out to Cleveland, July 17th through the 22nd. Stacey and I are going to be at that Republican National Conventions, babies, hats and dats, and all that political, all that. So welcome back, baby.
Thank you very much. Give yourself a winner bell.
Why? What did I do?
NBC now reporting shooter was on a terrorism watch list.
I knew that, and and I want to pick up and I want to keep up on this, at least for a little while longer, because I honestly think that I don't know what to think. I'll tell you the truth. We have a presidential election going on right now where even the people who are supporting two of the major party nominees inside of that party are not happy with the pick. You have disconnected, anger in the country that's leading to talk of third parties on both sides. And you now have an administration that for the past 8 years has basically refused to acknowledge or do anything about radical Islam. And I am not naive enough to think that the President of the United States or any administration is going to be able to solve the disaster that is the Middle East. But what your job is, from the day that you stand on the steps at the Supreme Court and you take that oath of office, and Obama's done it twice, is as Commander-in-Chief to preserve, protect, and defend the United States of America. So if you want to step out of the Middle East, that's all well and good. That's on you. You want to turn your hegemony over to the Russians and put us in the wilderness in that part of the world where, by the way, all the energy comes from for the next 50 years, great. That makes you an awful president. But in my mind, Stacey, we are starting to see the complete abdication of the requirement to defend American citizens, because to them, Obama has said as much in the past. We're going to have to live with people getting killed here and there in terror, but more people get killed every year falling down in the bathtub. And what I would like to mention to Barack Obama and to Valerie Jarrett and to Hillary Clinton and to everybody else before I toss it back over to Stacey, 53 people did not slip and fall en masse in a bathtub and die this morning. They were shot and killed by an Islamic radical jihadi. The same Islamic radical jihadi that any citizen, if he is near when something like this goes down, should have the God-given right as codified and reinforced in the Heller decision by the Supreme Court to shoot this son of a bitch until nobody can see his head anymore.
Terrorist watch list was just unofficially confirmed by Fox. So I don't know how the media outlets that are printing the headline "Deadliest Mass Shooting in American History" are really going to back that up, I guess. This is another San Bernardino. The young man had what appear to be bombs strapped to his person, as well as they were going over his car. This was clearly a premeditated attack. His father is all over the media now saying he got upset seeing two men kissing in Miami. I don't know.
Wait. Back up. What?
His father, who apparently is, I believe, in New York.
Who by the way, is from not
Afghanistan.
not 5 steps down the chain from great-great-grandpa Ramadan. He is a mud hut ass with rock wiping savage himself. And yes, that's how I am describing every person from that part of the world. Yes, you can back away from it. That's where I am this morning. You want to know why? Because all I see on the news and everything else, and I don't mean to cut you off, Stacey. I can't tell you how upset I am about this. You want to know why? Because I should also, after 15 years of this nonsense, there should be clamoring for airtime. Remember, all the mega churches and the things that are on Sunday mornings, and there used to be Robert Schuller and the Crystal Cathedral and Joel Osteen.
The ones that have been investigated by the IRS and monitored by the government.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, Stacey, this is 15 years after 9/11. 15 years. So they have had time to go and get their collective. Cover the kids' ears, I don't care anymore. They have had time to get their collective shit together. And why am I not seeing competing time this morning of a Muslim mega mosque or a montage of news cameras at 10 or 15 major mosques in this country in L.A., New York, Miami, wherever the hell it is, with people so mortified by this on 9/11, Stacey, on 9/11, the first time that we were able to get into Lower Manhattan after the attacks, we said we were going to go down there and we were going to spend money on local businesses that were destroyed. And we were sitting at a table at an Italian restaurant very close to Ground Zero. You could smell the death. You could smell the bodies. You could smell the burning. It was about 72 hours, maybe it was 4 days after the attacks. There was a guy with a Red Cross shirt, eating by himself at another table. And when we called the guy over, you know what we found out? He was just some guy in Ohio with a job. And he saw what happened on the news with the towers. And he turned to his wife and he goes, I have to go. And she goes, where the hell are you going? You got to go to work. He goes, I have to go to New York. And she said, for what? He goes, I don't know. They're Americans. I have to help them. He called his boss. Hey, man, this is crazy. I got to go to New York and help these people. Guy said, great, take off. Drove the day of the attacks through the night from Ohio to New York and volunteered his time to help fellow Americans. Where is the big Muslim group that's going to be on the ground there? Because I guarantee you, Billy Graham, Christians, Jews, they'll be down there. They'll be down there with services to help the family council. They'll be down there for anything that people might need. Because it's a community of people. Where's the big Muslim outreach for this? Why is there? Why? You want to know why? Because to my mind, unless you're at a rooftop at this point in your life screaming about it, you're part of the problem. I don't care that you went to Harvard and, just my uncle's a jihadi and he harbors these feelings. Well, then you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace. And I'm not going to sit here and call you un-American because who the hell am I to say what's American and what's not? But I will tell you something. You're a disgrace. Every one of you that bows to the East 5 times a day to think about this. And I am sick and damn tired of talking about good Muslims and bad Muslims. How about we find a human Muslim? One of you, jump up, get in the chat room. We're going to be on the air for another 30 minutes. Get in the chat room. Hit me up on Twitter. Tell me why I'm wrong. And I know that you're not here in your head, but I am. Because I woke up this morning thinking about really good friends of mine that I lost 15 years ago, and this country and its government and half its citizens don't give a damn.
Or they're so paranoid and want to be so politically correct, they don't know how to give a damn. And that's what's really bothering me. Like everybody during this election cycle, okay, we're going to tear down the walls of what's politically correct, even on the left with Bernie Sanders. Talking about speaking truth to power. There is a truth about this that may not be all the way where JD is and may not be quite as far back as I am, okay? But there is a truth to this, that there is an element of those who adhere to the ideology of Islam, and we explained this, almost 2 years ago now? Okay?
Yeah,
ISIS is an apocalyptic ideology. Its members will die and look forward to death in the name of Allah to start the war that's going to bring about the apocalypse. If you think they don't want to start the war here, you're insane. Now, because it only says the West and it keeps talking about Rome, but Rome isn't what it used to be, and their war is against all of Western civilization. And at this point, the U.S., for all its flaws and for all the liberties we have lost over the last 8 years, is not Europe. And if they can come here and create havoc, they are winning. Period.
They are winning. They have people on the inside. They're called the United States Congress. They basically have the executive and the legislative branch. The only branch of our government, to my mind, who has done anything outside of the military through executive branch direction during the Bush administration is the judicial branch. Because they live in reality. I am tired of the politics of this. Look, folks, I hate to be the one to say this. I'm usually upbeat, fun, happy, this, that, and the other thing. But there is something that I honest to God believe, and I always have, and I don't know if the rest of you have woken up to this or not. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to anybody. Let me say that again. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to anybody. When you apply that stock of a reality to yourself, take it to the next logical level. Spend today and go through the history of the great civilizations throughout mankind. The place that we hold in it and that we take for granted every day as the world's unstoppable superpower, both militarily and economically, it's not guaranteed.
Well, and it's been significantly eroded.
You're not entitled to this. You're not entitled to anything. This is just the moment in time that you were born into. You cannot take for granted that we're going through a rough time and we have feckless leaders and this ship will right itself to be what it once was. No. That's my job. That's Stacey's job. That's your job. That's everybody who wakes up in the morning in this country under its blankets of freedom's job. And none of us, kids, are doing our job well. And unfortunately, there's only a small number of us who are even trying to do that job. And yes, the reality is that stark, and it is that sad, and it is that scary. But I am not going to tiptoe around it. I am not going to come on the air and speak to my audience in platitudes, half-truths, and hey, it's all going to be okay. No, it's not. Because you have a president who, after Fort Hood, after the marathon bombings, after San Bernardino, after today, and on and on and on, will stand there with a straight face and tell you that Islamic terrorism is not an existential threat, and will also tell you that there have been no domestic terror attacks here in the U.S. Our immigration system is a disaster. And with the proliferation of bio and chemical weapons, as well as maybe nuclear materials, this isn't a story about cheap labor and Mexicans. This is a national security issue, and nobody in either party is doing a damn thing about it. Do you want to know why? Because for some reason they think that if the dirty bomb goes off, it's not going to hit them that day, and they'll be able to be taken to their bunker. We don't have bunkers, folks. We have one bunker. We have one bunker that is 200-plus years old. And that bunker for all 300-plus million of us is the United States Constitution. And I want you all to think very heavily about what happened last night, what we're speaking about today, and where the two major party candidates for President of the United States are. Donald Trump is a poopy head, and Hillary Clinton is a fat loser, or whatever kind of moronic nonsense pablum of the day is going to come out. So I go back to the point of saying, everybody in this audience, please understand something. I love you. I'll never not love you. But this is truth from love. You are entitled to nothing. It is up to you to continue the blanket of freedom that the Constitution overlays over this country. And to my mind, after a year and a half of doing the show and seeing where we stand today, I don't think we're doing our job. And I don't think we're doing our job well. And I don't think it's time for excuses. Well, this guy ruined Christmas, and well, the Clintons get away with it. It doesn't matter, kids. It doesn't matter. Because the next time that I do the show and we speak about something like this, I don't want one of the 50 or 100 or however many dead to be somebody in your family. To be somebody that you have to now remember until your end days of being taken away from you for the sin of deciding they wanted to go out to a nightclub last night. And if we allow this to continue, you mark my words, there will be a 6 degrees of separation where it will almost be like the Vietnam War again. We will get to a point where there will not be a family or a person in this country who hasn't been touched by domestic terrorist death. And that's how they live in Israel. And as much as I love and respect Israel, I'd rather be the United States of America. And that's basically all I have to say.
Well, part of what you were saying is what we carry and the mantle that we've had for most of your lifetime and my lifetime is the military and Western representative in the global environment. We've lost that, JD. We've lost that over the 8 years of Barack Obama. And if you look at what's going on, one of the things we were going to cover was Israel and the terrorist attacks there in Tel Aviv from the Palestinian areas. Bibi was in Russia when those happened. Netanyahu was in Russia. They are now talking about joint military exercises between Israel and Russia. because not only is there a segment of the population within the United States who doesn't believe any longer that their government is going to protect and defend them from this type of threat, there are countries all over the world that we used to consider friends and allies who no longer trust us and no longer believe we can protect them from the same.
It's crazy. We got one last break before we lighten it up so our audience don't end up killing themselves by the end of the show. Do you have anything else you want to say on what happened last night?
The headlines that say largest mass shooting in history are really starting to make my head want to explode.
JD and Stacey, game on that K98 Talk, part of that Conservative Commandos radio network. We're going to go to break for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The rest of you pray for this country and figure out how we survive.
Hey everybody, this is Jason, host of According to Me. I'd like to invite you to check out my show. It's a 2-hour show that lasts 60 minutes in...
Listen, I hate to interrupt, but one thing I can do is read off a script. Just say, let me be clear a lot. It works.
President Obama, I can handle this. It's a radio promo. I'm not green. I've done this before.
Did someone say green?
Now, Al Gore is here. Listen, I'm just trying to record a radio promo. Do you mind?
Now, do you say good things about me on the show?
No, not at all. But if it makes you feel any better, I rip on Republicans just as much.
The AM radio frequencies give off very high levels of radiation.
Look, my show is on the internet, which you invented. Can I just do my promo?
I got a pen. I can veto that, you know.
I know you got a pen. It's not a law. It's a radio promo. Listen, just listen to my show. Barack Obama and Al Gore hate it, so you're going to love it.
Here's an executive order. Don't listen to his show. He doesn't like me. He's racist. And he doesn't recycle either.
That's it. I'm done. It's According to Me, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on K98 Talk.
Wondering why you're up early with us on a Sunday morning and making a cocktail? News lately got you drinking? Hung over from the mainstream media by Sunday? We are, and we got you covered.
We sure do. We got your hangover cure for those weekly news blues. So sit back, top off your mimosa, and add some Baileys to that coffee.
Take a match to your copy of the New York Times. Light, funny, and oh yeah, news with booze.
And a lot of laughter.
Welcome to Bloody Marys and Broadsheets. If it's Sunday, it's Bloody Marys and Broadsheets.
We're your cure from your weekly news hangover.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members or their families, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep them secure for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level, or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
JD and Stacey, welcoming you back, 1880, blind, crippled, and crazy. Welcome back to Game On that K98 Talk, part of that Conservative Commandos radio network, taking you to the top of the noon o'clock hour. Here, everybody right now, get over to K98Talk.org, get in that chat room, say hello to Stacey, join the conversation. Remember, guys, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, K98, Friday, 5 p.m., WNJC. Spreaker Hash Brown, JD and Stacey, Oive Schmier, the Republican National Convention. And if you don't start liking the Facebook page, we're going to point these radio waves right at your house and blow it up like something out of War of the Worlds, baby. Ain't that right?
I guess so.
Okay, terrific.
I will tell you one thing, and I don't understand why our politicians and the rest of the media don't do. I cannot tell you what it feels like to tell just unvarnished truth. I mean, you and I get off the air after every show, and we feel cleansed. Why? Because we tell our audience the truth. I cannot imagine what it's like to be these narrative newsreaders that just honestly have no idea what's going on. But I've had enough crap for the day. Which one of these four nonsense did? Bill Gates and his chickens, the fetish store in Illinois. Where we?
Oh, the fetish store, just really? I mean, I had done a story about day camps for adults.
Wait. I gotta restart the audio engine. You're all crackling. Hold on one second. Right. All right. Go ahead.
I had run across a story about a week ago that adults were signing up for sleepaway camps because apparently we no longer as a society know how to entertain ourselves independently. But this store, wow.
So, this is from CBS News in Chicago. Locals up in arms over new fetish store in Illinois town. Hold on, this song's going to need it. This segment's going to need a theme song. Hold on. What do we got here? Chicago, baby, yeah. New business. A baby store for adults is sparking outrage in suburban Mount Prospect, Illinois, baby. Dozens of residents showed up at Village Hall Tuesday night calling the business to be shut down or moved. Now, why would they say that? Because officials saying they got no legal basis to bar the business called Tykables, which includes features such as a 7-foot crib, an oversized high chair, and adult-sized playpen. Now, for those of you who think this is harmless, like Lily Tomlin sitting on the big rocking chair, dressed like a girl, one ringy-dingy, this is where it gets weird. Quote, things for people to come and play, take pictures with. Not everybody has access to a nursery, Stacey.
The doors are locked at the store, and customers can only enter by appointment. White panels cover the windows for privacy. They're not having sex with their diapers on. They're having people feed them and act like a baby, explained one resident at the meeting.
And then jerking off about it.
This actually happens. Dang.
Stacey, this happens so often and is so prevalent. This is not just remanded to a dark corner of a subcategory on some porn website.
No, they have a store.
We don't have bookstores anymore, but this place is doing a booming brick and mortar business.
But local authorities have no reason
Okay,
to
terrific.
the business.
Okay.
Jesus. You know when you walk in a store and you open the door and it'll set off the thing that goes ding or dong or welcome or something like that? You know what I'm talking about? No, when you walk in the store, I guess you country folk ain't got none of this new 20th century technology, but since about the 70s or the 80s, you walk into certain stores and there's an electronic thing attached to the door. You walk in, it goes ding, so they know that you're there. Or you walk in and something goes welcome. Or
but the doors are locked. You have to have an appointment. You have to knock.
But this is what I'm saying. I think that when they open their doors, instead of a ding or something, they get a...
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
I'd say these shenanigans are rather tragic.
Not shenanigans at all, really. Evil shenanigans.
You gotta pay extra money if you dump in the diaper while you're in the
Bell. Bell.
I mean, what do? You get in the crib and some big Austrian gentleman walks over you and is like,
"Who is your daddy and what does he do?"
You want to know what? I can't do Putin's bedroom scene. Let's put that to the back, maybe if we get to it. Oh, Bill. I have nothing against rich people. I want to be a rich people, but there are certain rich people that need to be beaten among the cranium with several steel mallets. Could you explain the chickens for us, please?
No, because I don't have that article up.
You've got to be kidding me. Okay, so from The Sun, you guys got to get yourself a radio co-host. Guys, it's great. It's fantastic. The Sun in the UK. Keep chickens if you want a better life. Billionaire Bill Gates tells poor people. There's nothing... Okay. So now this is not the first time that Bill has done this. This is not the first time. He was about a year ago. Him and Melinda, they have that foundation. And this is what happens to rich people. So here's a guy who built a business in his garage, has become the American dream, is worth more money than God. Let me put it in context. If you took $99 billion away from the net worth of Bill Gates, he would still be worth $1 billion. That's a lot of money, baby, okay? And he did it right.
That's a lot of chicken.
He's like the Henry Ford of our generation. He did it in the garage, and we got the new thing, and da. And this is how you do it. Now, all right. So what has happened is, evidently, if you are a self-made billionaire and you stay wealthy long enough, you become legally retarded. Because now, Bill Gates... Do you have the article up yet, or are you just going to let me read about it? Okay. Please tell him what his advice are to all the piss-poor people in the world who would like to stop wiping their ass with rocks and have a better life, but what he thinks will give them supreme happiness.
That life is better if you have chickens, because chickens can produce up to 40 chicks in a matter of months, and they lay eggs, and you can kill them and eat them.
Of course. And you know what's wrong with these idiots? I bet you that he's a member of PETA. So now he's telling everybody in the third world, Bono had it right. For everybody in the nobody has saved more lives and more people in the third world than capitalism. Now this idiot wants it to be chickens, and then the story's going to be, oh, well, he didn't know over in Costa Rica, slow Uncle Bob is in the house banging the chickens. I've had it. Robots at the airport or Putin?
Putin.
I can't. What's going on in his bedroom?
Well, he just says he's not getting a lot of sleep, and he emphasizes it by holding up the number of fingers. But, basically he's doing the nod and wink to one of his friends on a hot mic that he didn't realize was on.
And what was his quote?
It's okay,
but I sleep. It's okay, but I sleep very little. The day before yesterday, I slept for 4 hours. And last night, I slept for 4 to 5 hours. Really little. Anyone who I honestly think the best artistic representation of Vladimir Putin is, if you don't watch House of Cards, go to Netflix. The first month is free. You can watch the whole thing before they bill you. And get to season 3, and the guy that they have who plays Putin, basically Kevin Spacey is the president, and they have a character who is the president of Russia. He is completely Putin. They're sitting down, and Spacey is supposed to be like a southern politician. He's like, oh, he's like, Mr. Russian president, I saw, the pictures of you surfing were quite something, just like Putin in the picture. He's like, well, it's good for the young people. The water is cold as hell, but it is good for my image. It's the best take on this. But
Did you know the females in the Russian military wear miniskirts?
I need you to speak slowly and give me more detail. What?
The linked article in the same one. Watch footage of Macho Putin leader's women's troops sporting knee-high black boots and starched white uniforms several inches above the knee. Russian President Vladimir Putin unleashed his mini-skirt army for the world to see in a sexist military parade that will likely stun its enemies. The event in Moscow's Red Square this morning showcased Russia's modern military war machine, yet the parade of women looked distinctly out of date. They basically looked like they were in nurses' uniforms.
Oh, my God. This might be setting history. For the first time in history, somebody's masturbated to a porno with this in the background.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. She's so hot. She's so
hot. They're all saluting. Yeah. Apparently, let's have sex. Apparently, the jets and rifles and military might didn't get quite as much attention as the girls in short skirts.
Oh, my God. It's a good thing the guy's wearing his short pants. It might be popping out. Them Russian women are hot, baby. All right, we got new robots. It is not a week of a show unless we have... Where else? From the Mirror in the UK, company behind the robot, which can weigh bags, print baggage tickets, and carry 2 suitcases, have described it as the future of baggage handling at the airports. 15 to 30 seconds, lady. What's going on?
I thought you were going to tell me that this was the TSA and the robots were going to start patting you down.
Oh, are we back to robots touching your schmeckle?
You sent the article. I was almost sure that's what it was.
Yeah, but you know I don't read them. Listen, we want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Believe it or not, the fastest hour in conservative radio is just wrapped up. We want to thank old listeners, new listeners, everybody in between. I want to thank everybody who's used to a different tenor of the show for indulging Stacey and I this morning. Specifically myself, I had a lot to say. I was pretty worked up. I hope I made my point and I didn't take away too much. But for those of you who are new to the program, this is where I turn to my beautiful and brilliant co-host and I say, baby girl, baby girl, baby girl, you got those keys?
Oh, get me out of here.
Let's go.
If you want to work until
That's
you
not
feel
the one. Why do I, Jesus, it's Sunday. How about this? There we go. Car start. Tell the nice people where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Scotsfire, SCOTSFYRE, though maybe not a lot today because I might go off just a little, and Facebook, Stacey Lennox.
And you can find me today, honestly, walking around the greater New York area, armed to the teeth, and asking one question. Do you like yourself, Allah? If the answer is yes, my answer is it's going to be a tough one, kids. We'll see you later.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method, and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com. If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method, and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.